Welcome to my world. Handicapped man down at a charity feed. Great spread this morning. God, it was horrible. But it made what I needed to happen. Then I had these people that stopped and said, "Hey, you want some shoes?" I said, "Yeah, I was going to need to get some anyway. So might as well." And if it really comes to fruition, help them buy more shoes so that we can help more people. Well, I'm not but you know what I mean. Hell, might as well. There's nothing wrong with helping someone. You know, it makes for good karma or good energy, whatever it takes.
I want to thank them there. We are back in the WCOBM remote studios here on the second floor of the local IQ studios at the Las Vegas Motor Speedway. We do it in Studio 4A, right next to Claire B. Lang.
Oh, yeah.
How you doing today, Diane?
Well, it's been a long weekend. It was a great race yesterday. Got to see Riley Herbst win yesterday.
15 seconons. Did you see that?
Great.
I don't think I've ever seen an Xfinity race that lasted
And everybody
that he had to lead that long and that big.
Anybody and everybody that was like sitting next to a monitor or something, when he went from 8 to like 12 and then to 15 seconds ahead, it was amazing. It was just amazing to watch that.
He was just something special. And of course, Riley, part of the hometown group here in Las Vegas. I mean, of course, we all know about the Bush brothers and Noah and everything else. And Riley, we watched, we were talking that we had a quick connection with Riley and with his PR. We're going to get Riley on the show here. But it was 12 years ago, almost to the date, that we interviewed Riley when he was 12 years old, and now he's 24.
24.
Something else in how they grow along.
Great racing today. It was a good race today. Kyle Larson, he won the South Point 400. This makes his 23rd victory in 328 Cup Series races.
Right.
So he's moving on up there. It's his 4th victory, 16th top 10 finish in 2023. It's his 2nd victory and his 11th top 10 finish in 15 races at the Las Vegas Motor Speedway. He's a happy camper today.
We were coming back up from doing the pit road and forward. You can catch a lot of the stuff today on our Facebook channel, on Pit Road Racing Radio Show on Facebook right there. We have been hopping so much that we set the studio up, but we spent more time down on pit road and everywhere else than we did in the studio this weekend. So anyhow, a lot of stuff is on there, man. We had driver introductions there. We saw our good friend Matt Jaspel and his buddy jump out of a helicopter at about 6,000 feet.
That was awesome.
And brought a cool sign in that for forever. Of course, this was Kevin Harvick's last race. This is his last season, but his last race here at the Las Vegas Motor Speedway as a driver for Stewart Haas Racing, and then he will move on to television, doing what we do, but only he'll be on the terrestrial networks on Fox next year. So it'll be good.
It was good to see them honor him that way, and then it was really good to see them honor Kurt Busch.
Yeah, Kurt Busch came out. They had a nice big collage that was all done through all of his wins through the year, 55 wins through his NASCAR Cup career, and of course, Kurt had retired earlier, and earlier this year made the announcement that he will no longer drive competitively in the NASCAR series or pretty much anything else, but he is staying on at 2311 because he will become an advisor for everybody that's moving on over there. So that's going to be, I think it'll be a good deal for that. So that's really it. But Kyle Larson, your big winner. You know what? I am so glad we did an interview with Kyle. I am so glad we didn't roll the interview today, because when we do the show on Wednesday, this will lead right into Kyle's victory. So I'm glad we saved that interview. We will play for you on Wednesday's show. A great conversation with Kyle Larson. And it's really cool because I talked a little bit about drag racing. Man, he had some really good comments about young racers coming up through the series, through Bandoleros, Legends, Super and Pro Late models, And I liked that the first word out of his mouth was just have fun.
Yeah.
And besides that, I'll leave the rest of the interview alone so that you guys can do it. Hey, we want to wrap up the top there. 36 drivers that entered today, South Point 400, and here's how it went down. Finishing 36 with Carson Osavar. He was with that Legacy Motor Group driving that number 42. Alex Bowman and his Ally Chevrolet in the number 48 finished 35th. Ty Gibbs in the Monster Energy Toyota, man, he finished 34th. Chase Briscoe in his Code 3 Access Ford for Stewart Haas Racing finished 33rd. Chase Elliott for Hendrick Motorsports, 32nd. Chase had a bad weekend here, backed that car up, Diane, him and Daniel Suarez, and they had to go to a backup. And I heard a lot of radio chatter today that Chase just said the car wasn't right. So, well, hopefully Chase will hit it better at Miami Homestead next week. Finishing 31st in car number 78 was BJ McLeod. Brendan Poole, number finished 30th in his number 15 machine. JJ Yaley wraps up number 29th. Eric Jones driving that legendary number 43. He finishes 28th. Todd Gillan finishes 27th. Ryan Priest, 26th. Ricky Stenhouse Jr., he finishes 24th. Ty Gillen, we know that Ty's going to be looking for a ride next year because he's going to be leaving that number 77, but a good run for Ty today, finished 24th. Austin Cendric for Penske Motorsports and his Auto Trader Ford finished in 23rd position. Justin Haley in number 31 finished 22nd. AJ Allmendinger in 21st. Then it was Harrison Burton and his Dex Imaging Ford finishing 20th. The top 20 looking down, finishing up, it was it was Corey LaJoy, number 7 and 19th. Austin Dillon finishes up in 18th. Michael McDowell, big Speedway racer, man, he finished up in 17th. Kevin Harvick in his last round here at Las Vegas Motor Speedway in his Mobil 1 Ford finished up in 16th position. Daniel Suarez in his Tootsie's Orchid Lounge Chevrolet finishes up in 15th spot. Eric Almirola in the IHOP Ford for Stewart Haas Racing finishes 14th. Bubba Wallace in his DoorDash Toyota finishes 13th. Joey Lagonzo in the Pennzoil Ford, he finished up in 12th. Your top 10, Chris Buescher. Then it was Denny Hamlin, Martin Truex Jr., Tyler Reddick, William Byron, Ryan Blaney. Then it was Ross Chastain, Brad Kay, Kyle Busch, Christopher Bell, and of course, Kyle Larson winning today, South Point 400. This race itself, man, not too bad. 2 hours and 57 minutes and 10 seconds. And let's see, Kyle Larson won the South Point 400. It was his 23rd NASCAR Series Cup victory. Man, he's had it on. I'll just tell you, Diana, we did an interview with him, and I just think that this guy, I mean, us being in the media business, we're supposed to stay impartial, supposed to stay in the middle of the line. I said this once, and I'll say it again. I really think, as far as United States driver, pound for pound, talent for talent, I think Kyle Larson is the best in the country, and I think he is in the top 5 in the world. It could be really interesting to see what happens with him in Indianapolis in an open wheel car.
Yes, he has a lot of talent. He can race a lot of things. So
Going to be a good day.
he is one of the top drivers in the United States.
He really is. He's just, I mean, he can drive anything, whether it's asphalt, whether it's dirt, whatever it is. He seems to be able to master it pretty good. So congratulations to Kyle for winning the South Point 400 here this weekend. Of course, this is going to wrap it up for NASCAR here in Las Vegas. So coming up in 2 weeks, the NHRA will be returning here to the Strip at Las Vegas Motor Speedway. And of course, that's going to be all coming down to points, championships, and everything else, Diane. So we'll have a good lockup. And then, in fact, they were at Texas this weekend. So on Wednesday's show, we'll have a full wrap up of how they did. And then coming up, about 4 or 5 weeks away, our first look at Formula One here in Las Vegas is the Grand Prix of Las Vegas going to be on coming up on a Saturday night, November 18th. So 10 o'clock start. I've had so many people say, why are they running it at night? Well, with European and overseas television, what will be 10 o'clock here will be early morning there. So that's the reason why we're going to do it. You're going to take this week off, huh? You've got those little personal things that you need to get done. So
I'm going to do a little girly things.
Early things this week. All right. Well, you know what? I think we got the man to fill in with us because my good friend Brian Feldman, our good friend, actually, you know Brian real well, is going to be sitting in your seat this week. Brian Feldman from Out of Line Sports Talk Radio Show on Fox Sports Radio here in Las Vegas. Brian covers a lot with the Raiders. That's where he's at today, and of course the Golden Knights and everything else. But he's a big racing fanatic. So Brian and I are going to talk sports. He's going to talk racing with me, and I'm going to talk a little sports with him. So we'll see how this all wraps up this Wednesday. All right.
It'll be a fun show.
Well, we want to thank everybody along the way. The Gene Woods Racing Experience, 450 Fremont Street in the heart of downtown Las Vegas, 12,000 square foot indoor drift track. The Hot Shoe Hall of Fame, that's in the same business. We got a big event coming up on January 27th of 2024. Going to have about 20 new riders inducted into the Hall of Fame. Log on to the World Wide Web at hotshoehof.com. That's hotshoehof.com. And you can make a donation if you'd like to come to the show. We don't charge anything to come to it. And we work with several of the great downtown hotels. And of course, after that, all you're really doing is buying your cocktails or sodas or whatever, man. It's a great event, huh, Diane?
It's fun. Yeah.
Great time. Want to thank Woods Family Sandwiches, man. Great homemade products, great top of the line beefs and cheeses and meats and everything that they do. World Wide Web at wfsandwiches.com. Make sure you log on, place an order for carry out pickup, and they do catering for private parties and special events. Official scooter company for the On Pit Road Racing is Redwood One Scooters. You can catch them online at redone.com. And when we need a scooter for Diane to get around the pits here, man, that's who we call, and they hook us right on up. Want to thank our good friends at Dick's Last Resort, downtown Fremont Street, right there in the Neonopolis complex. You can find them at World Wide Web at dickslastresort.com, just /Fremont Street. And man, they've got a great place to go have. That's a place that you can go in there and be rude, and they don't care.
Yeah, and that's what makes it fun.
Remember the first time I took you in there, you thought we were all going to jail. It was all over with.
But we're in trouble now.
We're in trouble now. So is there anybody else that I bought the Las Vegas Motor Speedway? Thank you to Chris Powell, Jeff Motley, Kevin Camper, the Jane Anderson, Cindy Clark up front, all the fine folks that work out here that make our stay through the weekend. I mean, it's unbelievable. Jane just rolls out the red carpet. Everything is perfect when we get here. She's just great, ain't she?
She is. I mean, and I don't think anybody else could do her job.
I'll tell you, I'm surprised every year that she doesn't have rollerblades on as fast as she scoots.
She needs something fast underneath her. Yeah.
And if you need a good coffee jolt, Jane makes some of the best coffee. It'll jolt you up. That's for sure. So thanks to all of our friends at the Las Vegas Motor Speedway. Thanks to the Gene Woods Racing, everybody along the way, the WCOBM, our flagship network. We will be back on Wednesday, 5 p.m. Brian Feldman will join me as special guest host, and who knows what's going to happen. We're going to raise the roof off. Might have to put a bar.
I won't see it until the next day. So
all right,
everyone, good luck.
Anybody, any final comments out there today? Great racing here.
Great racing today. The weather was perfect. You could not ask for better. I mean, it did get a little bit warmer today than it was yesterday. So, but yesterday was probably the most perfect weather for racing out here. But today, and it's sunny skies. I mean, you can't ask for better weather. Certainly can.
We've been coming out here, 12 or 13 years? It's our 13th season out here at Las Vegas Motor Speedway, and this is the best weather that we've ever had. It's just a gorgeous day for racing. Just a good day all the way around. Good stand, good people in the stands today. Blackjack room upstairs on the 3rd floor was busy all day, raising money for the Speedway Children's Charities. In fact, we've got a special event coming up with them in the month of November. We're going to bring a big bag full of tennis shoes out here and make some kids happy for Christmas this year, okay?
That'll be fun. We'll wear our PJs.
Going to do it for you, man? You know what I think it's time for? I think it's time to bring John on. Alan Michaels, Robin Shannon here, the whole group, man. Back at you Wednesday afternoon, 5 p.m. Congratulations to Kyle Larson, winner of the South Point 400. Have yourself a great weekend, everybody.
Thanks for joining us for On Pit Road Racing. Follow us on our website, Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram at On Pit Road Racing. On Pit Road Racing is written and produced by WCOBN TV. I'm John the Announcer for On Pit Road Racing.